All right, well, good morning, everybody. Let me kind of get us going here today. All right, well, we'll wait just a couple minutes here for some people to get on who'd like to jump on here live. We'll wait here. I know it's a little bit different than our normal time, and so want to give everybody ample time to be able to realize that we're on. So if you can, I would encourage you to share the power up here as we get started, so that others can know that we're on. I know it's was it about 9:20, and good to be able to get together here. So let me just kind of give you a quick rundown of things. We'll see how it all plays out here. I'm not sure about the timing of our power-ups. Each day is a little bit different, so I apologize for that. But first things first, thank you for your prayers as we traveled and left Wednesday night. We got down here late Thursday night, about 11 o'clock, and so thank you for your prayers with that. It was leaving Michigan was very treacherous, I guess you could say. It was the weather was less than a blessing, I guess we'll put it that way. So thank you so much for your prayers there. But it's good to be on with you here, and I want to put a special thank you to everybody in church yesterday. I miss being there, miss being with all of our church family. But want to thank those that jumped in and filled the holes that needed to be filled, and thank the guys for preaching and all of that. And so thank you so very much. And then our church family, thank you for being in your place and being there to hear the word of God and be an encouragement to one another. But we thoroughly miss being there, miss seeing all of you, and look forward to when we are back. Today we got started here. You're looking at a world famous individual. I was on the church down here that my in-laws go to. They've got a radio station, and I was on the radio this morning. And so you're looking at somebody who is world famous now. I was on there for about 10 minutes, and just kind of joking around with the guys there at the radio station. So it was a good time. And we're having a great time here in Florida. Can't wait to be back. Now, I think we've given enough time for you to share and to get other people on live here. And like I said, I know it's a little bit different time, and so I apologize for that, but we are in Florida. So sorry about the picture. I'm not sure how this is coming across here, how you can see it. We'll try to maybe readjust a little bit more as we have power-ups in the future here. You know how it works, though. We'll probably get it set just perfect here the day before we leave, and so that's probably how it'll go. But I apologize for the picture. Hopefully the sound is coming through okay. Now, we're in Job chapter 31, and would encourage you to join us there in your Bibles. Job chapter 32 is where we're at. So join me there, Job 32, looking at verse number 1. We're going to look at probably the first 5 verses here this morning. And then we'll get into some of the other verses here tomorrow. So Job 32, let's look now at verse number 1. Verse number 1 says, So these 3 men ceased to answer Job because he was righteous in his own eyes. And so we've got Job's 3 friends that we've looked at here in the first 30 chapters here of Job. As Job has had this conversation with his 3 friends here, we know that his 3 friends, we know that they have accused Job of some sin and said God judges the righteous. That's why, Job, you're going through these different things that you're experiencing. And so, Job, you need to get right with God. And we note here that these 3 men, they ceased to answer Job. They finally just said, you know what, Job, we've tried to talk with you. Job, we've tried to reason with you. Job, we've tried to share with you why we think you're going through what you're going through. But you know what? You need to get off your high and mighty horse, and you know what? Look at this. You're righteous in your own eyes. You don't think you've done anything wrong. Really, there's no point for us to even say anything else. Okay, so that's kind of where Job's friends are at. Now, we're introduced to another individual here, another individual that's probably just an onlooker here and watching this account play out. We know verse number 2 where it says, "Then was kindled the wrath of Elihu, the son of Barachel, of the Buzite, of the kindred of Ram. Against Job was his wrath kindled, because he justified himself rather than God." And so you've got Elihu here. Elihu who has just kind of listened, been in the background, paid attention here to the discourse between these individuals. And he gets mad. He gets angry. He's upset. And we find out what he's upset at. He's upset at Job himself. Why is he upset? Why is his wrath kindled? He's upset at Job because Job justified himself rather than God. And so Elihu he's upset at Job because Job is stating and maintained his innocence throughout, because Job has remained righteous and been faithful to his account, his testimony throughout. And so Elihu's upset because he's believing the same way that his friends have believed. And man, Job, come on, you're going through this because of your wickedness. So he is upset at Job. Now, let me just kind of say this as we consider all that's gone on here. I don't think it's right for Elihu to be upset at the situation. Who is he to be upset at Job because Job believes that he's righteous in God's eyes? And Elihu is now casting doubt upon that himself, and he's upset for no reason. It's not his business. That's not for him to judge and to say, I'm upset now because of what you're saying about yourself, what you're saying about God. You know what, Job? You need to be humble in God's eyes and just accept God's judgment and admit that you're wrong. This isn't Elihu's job. And then we see also verse number 3. He's upset also against his 3 friends was his wrath kindled, because they had found no answer and yet had condemned Job. So he's upset, and probably rightfully so, maybe at his friends, and say, guys, man, what's your problem? You haven't helped the situation. You haven't helped Job realize his mistakes, and yet you still here are condemning Job. And Job has maintained his innocence throughout, and yet you still condemn him. All right? That's kind of where Elihu's at. We're introduced to him, and he's angry. Verse number 4. Now Elihu had waited till Job had spoken, because they were elder than he. When Elihu saw that there was no answer in their mouth of these 3 men, then his wrath was kindled. Now, I'll say this about Elihu. This is an important lesson, I think, for all of us to know and understand. Elihu waited till Job had spoken, till his friends had spoken, before he spoke, because they were elder than he. And we know that Elihu is very respectful of those that are older, maybe in a different position and station in life, and he's very respectful of that. Our world could use a little bit of this. Our young people in this world, I would include myself in this. Hey, in pardon my language here, I guess, but for young people, we just need to shut up. We just need to shut up and listen. And man, we're too busy talking, running our mouth, getting on our phones here and getting on social media, and posting every thought and every word that we would like to say but don't. We post it online, and you know what? We can learn a little bit from Elihu, and that is to just be quiet and to listen and to be respectful. I think we would make less of a fool of ourselves if we kept our mouth closed. In fact, I believe it's Proverbs that speaks of that says that the fool uttereth all his mouth. And so I would say for us today, hey, let's learn from Elihu and learn from his respect for those that are ahead of him in life, at a different station in life, and let's be respectful and just listen. And man, that's a great truth for us. One of the things I think that we do as human beings is, man, we open our mouths too quickly. and we say something we shouldn't say. Oftentimes we make a situation worse by the words that come out of our mouth. And so I want to encourage you, hey, let's think before we speak. And just because we think something doesn't mean it needs to be said, and let's be respectful in the situation. And then we find when Elihu saw that there was no answer in the mouth of these three men, then his wrath was kindled. So Elihu was upset because his three friends, these three individuals, they could not find any fault in Job. They had no answer for what Job had said. And even in verse number 31, as Job spoke about the Lord, spoke about his character, his integrity, and then his three friends are kind of speechless. And Elihu's, what's going on here? Why can't you guys, now it's my turn to speak. Okay? And so let's learn from Elihu about controlling our speech, saying the right thing, the right time. And then we've got to be very careful about our anger as well. What is Elihu angry at? What's he angry about? This isn't his problem. Solving Job's, if we could say, a problem is not is what Elihu needs to do, but rather Elihu, like his friends should have done, should have come alongside and helped to encourage, help to meet the needs of Job, rather than say, Job, look at what you're going through, man. It's because you're hiding some evil wickedness in your heart and in your mind. And so Elihu is kind of the same way here, not having that right attitude and spirit. And so let's be sure, and this is why I enjoy our church family so much. We come together and we're an encouragement and a blessing to one another, because outside the church walls, outside the walls of our home, man, the world just wants to chew us up and spit us out, and leave us on the side of the road, if you will. And they don't. It's not there to be an encouragement and a blessing. But in the church house, with God's family, we're to be an encouragement and a blessing to one another. And so let's be sure and do so, and be that blessing to others. Okay? Good to be on with you once again today. Once again, sorry Thursday and Friday didn't work out. Just the schedule of everything didn't work out. So we're back on, and I'm not sure if we'll be back on at our normal time. It just every day is a little bit different. We've got different things scheduled and all of that, so I appreciate your patience in all of it. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to share if you have not already done so. Let me welcome those who are on live. Cliff and Karen, good morning to you. Hope that you guys are having a wonderful time there. I heard supposed to be another storm or something coming through late this morning, ice and snow, and that is what I heard, and so we'll be praying for all of you up there. Ingrid, thank you for watching from the other room. Good to have you on. Love you. Brian and Cindy, good morning to you. I don't know if you guys are still on vacation or not, but good to have you on. And you guys have an awesome day. Let's see. David, good morning. Thank you for being on. Pat, thank you for watching as well. And Tom, good morning to you. And Charlie and Marcia, good morning to you all. Have a great day. Thank you once again for being on. We'll touch base again tomorrow, pick up where we left off, Lord willing. Trust that you have a great day. Once again, I want to thank everybody for filling in for me at church and just making sure everything got done. And I heard things went well yesterday, so thank you so much for that. One thing I want to just kind of put out there, if you were in church yesterday and you picked up a bulletin, there's a little box in the bulletin. I would like to encourage you to text. There's a number for you to text, and then there's a code down there for you, and you can connect with the church. And what it's going to do is it will send out reminders in regards to text message. So your text messaging rates will apply to it. But if you've got unlimited texting like I've got, it's not going to cost you anything. But you can stay up to date. We're going to communicate with our church family in regards to announcements, and then also in regards to prayer requests as well. We'll be able to get these out to you. And so in your bulletin, you'll find that number. Just text that number. So put the number in your phone, and then the message down there. It's at, I can't remember right off the top of my head what it is, but at whatever, you put that in there, and then you'll be signed up to get those text messages. And so I would encourage you to stay connected to the church that way. That way you're made aware of prayer requests, and other updates that are coming up at the church. Okay? Thank you so much for being on. Once again, hope you all have a great day. Lord willing, we'll touch base again tomorrow. And I can't even see my... There we go. All right. Have a great day, everybody.